This plot of land in West Roseville along Phillip Road is quite the talk of the town lately. That massive green field has sat empty for now. An industrial park is being proposed, and many people here, they just bought their homes. Now, this industrial park would be made up of about 15 buildings, totaling to over 2 million square feet. And just to put that into perspective, that would be like having about 16 Costco's next door. As you can imagine, most neighbors that we spoke to are not happy about it. In fact, they started a grassroots movement to educate their neighbors on what is being proposed.
We heard Roseville so many times. Many years ago, that Roseville already was on the map, the best place to move, quiet, nice people, and we agree, and that's what we found.
We haven't been disappointed. We've been really happy we located here, but we want to retire here, and we want to stay in our home. And at this point in time, I don't know if I would have bought there if I knew this was coming.
How are you feeling about the industrial park coming into your area?
I'm not excited about the effects that it's going to bring to the area, especially with the air pollution, the effects that the trucks will have on the area. I'm not a fan of how it's backed up to the Winding Creek residents. As a new homeowner there, I feel kind of blindsided by this announcement.
Why do you say you feel blindsided?
I don't recall seeing anything in the disclosures when we were closing on our home mentioning that this was going to happen, that there's going to be industrial park. I specifically remember my husband asking what's this plot going to be? And I feel like the salespeople just kind of gave a vague answer, oh, it's either going to be commercial or more housing out there.
How long have you been living here?
A little bit over a year and 3 months.
So the industrial park would literally be on the other side of your wall right here, the other side of your fence.
I will have a wall right here, height wall. That's what I can see in the documents.
So you are a realtor in the area. This is something that you've really been looking at and following closely. What are some of the major concerns for you?
As a realtor, first of all, beyond a realtor, as just a neighbor, I am very concerned for the health and welfare of my neighbors. As a realtor, I'm concerned about property values. And we do have people that are still interested in coming to this area, clients. What do I tell them? I have to disclose what I know. So I am concerned about that. I feel trapped because, again, if the values go down, how do any of us make a move somewhere else? It's scary. So, and then long-term effects. I mean, we're older, so we may not be here long enough to feel the long-term effects, but the children in this area growing up with their families, very, very different story for them and very much of concern.
I was confused, but more than confusion, I was kind of disappointed. And to know that what's going to happen with the wildlife here.
We experienced the growth that Tracy had. It was just incredible and continues to grow. And that's why we have traffic issues and all that. We wanted to get away from that.
What's the biggest issue for you?
For sure about the environmental impacts, because the trucking routes are going to be along Blue Oaks and Westbrook Boulevards, and there's kids walking on those streets every day.
Just with the emissions of the trucks, all the different things, especially the diesel, that's going to create more health hazards. And, being a cancer patient, both of us, we are concerned about that. And I think, I think about the people before anything else, before they really do that. And if they need to make it, go closer to a freeway where there's no civilization there. And I think that would be the best thing to do.
All the families coming here with little kids or planning to have family, the impact. So in 10 years, these families, they're going to have an issue with this industrial. I mean, that's what we are concerned, pure greed. The greed is more powerful sometimes than the common sense. In this project, I think common sense is at the door on many things.
This project initially goes back to the feasibility study in 2006. The current general land use for the property, public land use for the property was started then in terms of the jobs that were planned, career center, career jobs, education, services like medical, dental, all of that. That was all part of that plan. How have we gotten so far away from that? It's shocking. So now we have this industrial plan. The land is not zoned industrial. It would require a change to do that.
You can look at the environmental impact report. It's just tons of traffic. We moved to the edge of the city because of the open space. It's Winding Creek, it's not Industrial Creek. Whoever is planning this is is either being incompetent or just plain malicious, trying to put an industrial site next to a residential site.
In a dream world, what would you like to see happen and be done with the land?
Oh, that's such a good question because there's so much potential, right? You know, for me, I would love to see something that's very like recreational. For me, with our family, we'd love to have something that would have like a splash pad or like a big park or things like that. Let's do homework. Let's do our research and really learn about this and see what people want to do with it or what others have to say about it.
At the end of the day, I'm realistic, so maybe something, a library, some other city-owned facilities for the good of the community. Parks and recreation, that's good. Police station, fire station. There are many things that the city can do with the land.
I'd like to see more like grocery stores. I would like to see, more parks, stuff for, activity stuff for the families, because there's a lot of young families here.
The city needs to really think about what they're doing to others.
I am not opposed to development, commercial development, not opposed to growth in this area. It's needed, it's expected. We have very few resources in terms of commercial developments that have already been built. Raley's is probably the most recent, and we want more of that. And they bring jobs to the community. It's clean development. It doesn't impact the environment the way an industrial park would. I have been a very strong advocate for the city of Roseville since moving here. I have been so impressed with their city planning, the attention and care they give to new developments going in, mostly residential, and what they build around them. They really, really seem to care. They plan schools, walking trails, parks. They really seem to care and really take the people, the residents, to heart. This one feels like we've been thrown under the bus, and numerous people have told me that. They feel like they've turned us aside. I think the fight is still there and worth having. I do think we can make a difference.
Of course, for this story, we took these residents' concerns to the city of Roseville. We received a 4.5-page email response from the city today, and the first thing that the city told us was, quote, "No business uses or project details have been decided at this time. The proposed project is in very early stages of the public process, which is why residents are learning about it." They also said, quote, "This site has long been envisioned for non-residential development. Previous studies were commissioned by the city in the mid-2000s to evaluate potential feasibility of uses ranging from higher education to business park/job center, which could include a range of industrial uses, including innovation, research and development, light-duty manufacturing, warehousing, distribution, or office." Now, there was a study in 2006, a case study that residents cite, and they say that the area could have included a daycare, dental office, post office, athletic club, and much more commercial businesses. And they say that, and the city responded to us in part saying that what was said initially in that 2006 case study was intended to determine what might be possible, and what was described was not an approved land use plan. And a few residents also expressed concerns about how the developer Panattoni was picked for this project. So, of course, we asked that question too. The city says that the developer Panattoni approached the city of Roseville about purchasing the vacant land, and that they entered into an exclusive right to negotiate in November of 2020. And City Council approved a purchasing agreement in October of 2022. And the city tells us that since 2006, quote, "no other commercial developer had expressed a desire to purchase the property." Now, the city is encouraging the project applicants to hold neighborhood meetings about the project to communicate with landowners. So if you are interested, take a look at your screen right now. A meeting with the West Park Fitiment Farms and Creekview Neighborhood Associations will be held on April 12th at 6:30 p.m. That's at St. John's Church. We also want to note that public comment period for the draft report, it was extended a month. So you have until 5 p.m. on April 21st to submit all of your thoughts. And again, I know that this is a lot of information, so if you have any questions, you can go straight to our website. We have the extended info on abc10.com/to-the-point. And we also know that there are a lot of opinions about the proposed industrial park. We want to hear from you. You can reach out to me and the team at abc10.com. You can also scan the QR code on your phone right now, or you can also send us a text as always. On Friday, we told you about people in the area seeing an increase in cracked windshields. Well, wait until you see what happened to one viewer just this past weekend. And coming up a little bit later in the show, we're going all the way back to 2006, the last time that the Kings were in the playoffs. Okay, on this show, we are here to help you get your answers. And of course, we always listen to your points. And on Friday, we talked about cracked windshields in the Roseville area. We've been hearing that people driving this stretch right here near Highway 65 and Interstate 80 are getting cracks in their windshields. We introduced you to one woman trying to get her husband's car fixed. And then over the weekend, this happened. Take a look at this. A To The Point viewer sent us these photos saying that they were driving on I-80 past the Atlantic Street exit and something came up off the road and shattered their passenger side window. Not the windshield, but the entire passenger side window. And they tell us that they plan to file a claim with Caltrans. It's a big headache, but Caltrans has told us that the window damage out there is due to loose gravel on the roads, and they are fixing the issue. It's just taking them a little bit of time due to all these winter storms. So you can read more about the issue on abc10.com/tothepoint. After the break, we are heading to the Golden One Center where the Kings could get that long-awaited playoff spot tonight. All right. So many of us here at ABC 10 are hoping that tonight will be historic. Tonight, the Kings could get their long-awaited spot in the NBA playoffs, and we are live in downtown with all the excitement tonight. But first, we want to go back in time to 2006 when the Kings were last in the playoffs. Take a look at this.
I remember when I lost my mind.
The year was 2006. The day was May 5th. Gnarls Barkley's song Crazy was topping the music charts.
How much do you know about Davy Jones? You owe me your soul.
The world was anticipating the release of Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest, which later set the record for highest grossing open day for a movie.
Jack Sparrow! Oh, bugger.
The most watched TV show was American Idol, hosted by Simon Cowell, Paula Abdul, and Randy Jackson.
I can already tell this is going to be an interesting night for me.
The president was George W. Bush.
Tough spot for Bibby. Has to hoist.
And it was also the last time that the Kings played an NBA playoff game. They lost to the San Antonio Spurs at the arena in Sacramento that was then known as Arco Arena. Now, 16 years later, the Kings are on the brink of busting their playoff drought, the biggest playoff drought in NBA history. Flashing back at 2006 will make you feel real old. All right, and the Kings could go back to the playoffs tonight. Our Kevin John is inside the Golden One Center.
Yes, I'm here on the concourse of Golden One Center, where thousands of fans are pouring in right now in anticipation of seeing the Kings clinch a playoff berth for the first time in 16 seasons in 17 years. As a matter of fact, there's a whole generation of kids now who weren't even alive the last time the Kings made the playoffs. Now, the Kings are hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. They have a pretty good chance to win tonight because the Timberwolves will be without two of their best players. In addition to that, just in case the Kings happen to lose tonight, if Phoenix loses or the LA Clippers lose, the Kings will still clinch a playoff berth. One thing is for sure, Golden One Center will be the loudest place on earth tonight, and it will probably break decibel levels on how loud it will be. Of course, we'll have a full recap coming up tonight at 11 o'clock right here on ABC 10.
Thanks, Kevin. And there's even more excitement outside the Golden One Center. Our Devin Truby is live there. Devin, how's it going?
Hey, Alex, well, you can feel the excitement and just take a look at how quickly the Golden One Center has filled up. The line all the way out into the plaza now for security as fans are starting to gather, and we called around to the local businesses. And right now, current wait time is an hour, so if you don't have a ticket inside, but you still want to be part of this excitement, get down, but I recommend a reservation or just be prepared to wait. We spoke with the Downtown Partnership that said that foot traffic is up 20% from this time last year, and they attribute that to the Kings. Kings. But what everyone is really talking about is how this is such a full circle moment. The community came together to build the Golden One Center, and to now have a playoff contender team inside is just a moment of pride for the city of Sacramento at this point in time. Now, the game is going to be a gray out because they have a gray t-shirt ready for every single fan inside the arena. We also know that Laguna Creek High School is going to be the halftime entertainment. And when Kevin said that Golden One Center is going to be the loudest on earth, he wasn't wrong, because every fan, when they walk in, they get a set of these, Alex. So it's definitely going to be a noisy one for the Golden One Center. Alex.
All right, Devin, thank you. We know that a lot has changed in Sacramento since the Kings were last in the NBA playoffs. We want to hear from you. How have you seen the city change in the last 17 years? Shoot us a text, or you can scan the QR code right on your screen by texting 916-321-3310. Let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods, tracking another big storm on the way. Monica.
I know, and I got a little bit of FOMO looking at all those people out there. It's a great night. I know. Look at this. Temperatures are going to hold in the 50s. We're going to see cloud cover, but no rain yet. It is just off the coast and to the north of us, but it's holding off for right now. Just needing a coat for tonight, but the rain is on the way. And with it, we're going to get not only the rain, but snow and gusty winds. Now, unfortunately, we still have some flood concerns. Take a look at this. 3 people had to be rescued along with a dog over in Tulare County. You can see the floodwaters coming up. They actually avoided some of the detours that said do not pass, so the county sheriff had to go out there and actually pick them up. Everyone got out there safe. And believe it or not, you can see they're walking in the water, but the water is moving really fast. Now, what I want to show you is how much snowpack plus water is held in our reservoir just in the Tulare Basin alone. And you can see the orange line right here, well above average. So we're going to continue to track the potential for more runoff and rises on rivers, leading to more flood concerns. Also, thunderstorms, a key factor in the impacts of the storm coming in. Wind will be strongest on Tuesday, with wind gusts at about 30 to 45 miles per hour. Winter storm warning in effect by 11 o'clock tonight. That lasts all the way through Wednesday, with the impacts being about 2 to 4 feet of snow and wind gusts in some places for the Sierra over 100 miles per hour. Locally for the valley, those wind gusts will be closer to about 35 to 45 miles per hour, with our wind advisory going into place tonight, lasting all the way through tomorrow. Strongest winds will be just after the morning commute, mostly around the mid-morning hours, and then winds will start to back off. But this is going to be right about the same time frame that we start to see the rain and some of the heaviest bands coming through tomorrow morning. Snow will be impacting the Sierra, with occasionally that snow level down to about 2,500 to 4,000 feet. So the highest snow levels, or highest snowfall, will be above 4,000 feet, but certainly seeing sprinklings here and there. By Wednesday, we're still seeing the wraparound moisture, and with the instability coming in with this storm system, we'll still call for that chance of thunderstorms for our Wednesday outlook, with total accumulation for the valley about an inch to almost 2 to 3 inches for the foothills, and for the Sierra again. We are going to be tracking our snow at about 5 inches for the lower elevations, but the higher elevations, it'll be feet of snow in the forecast. So we'll look at how the next 10 days are playing out. Rain for tomorrow, chance of thunderstorms on Wednesday, a break Thursday and Friday. But Alex, we got more showers heading our way this weekend into next week.
Very happy I enjoyed the sunshine this weekend. All right, thanks, Monica. You can download the free ABC 10 app to keep up with the latest information on weather conditions. We also have road closures and school closures. Just head to your device's app store and you can download it right there. We're back after this. People are always talking about California's expensive gas, but the governor hopes his new bill will crack down on this. It was just passed by the state legislature. The measure will allow state regulators to punish oil refiners when they make too much of a profit. Those fines could be turned into rebates to give back to taxpayers. We'll have more on that coming up tonight at 11. But I want to talk about homelessness, retail theft, and affordable housing. Some of the things that we really cover a lot here on To The Point. And Becca Habegger is talking about those very topics for the story that she's working on for tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, Alex, I sat down with Sacramento City Council member Katie Valenzuela to talk about those hot button issues affecting District 4. District 4 includes downtown, midtown, and the WX and Broadway corridor. We talk with Katie about what the city is doing to address the overlapping crises of homelessness, affordable housing, and mental health and substance abuse. We also talk with Valenzuela about retail theft and crime and what the city can do to make people feel safer. Now, I also interviewed the person trying to take Valenzuela's seat in the 2024 election, Phil Pluckybaum. We hear from both Pluckybaum and Valenzuela giving their takes on these important issues tomorrow on To The Point at 6:30.
Very important issues. Of course, we'll have that story coming up. But most importantly, are you watching the game tonight?
I sure am watching the game. I'm so excited. I'm going to meet up with my husband and some neighbors after the show at a local tap yard. It's one of those things that you have to watch, I think, with a group of people because it's just too exciting to sit on your couch. You certainly can.
Like Kevin said, we're probably going to hear it from our houses.
Yes, and hopefully see the beam from our houses.
Oh, yeah. And you know, Becca and I will be screaming, let's go, Kings! Yes. All right, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here, same place, same time tomorrow. Have a great night. Very excited for this game. I think it's going to be really great. Hey, it's Alex. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I really love hearing from everyone, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. Reach out to me on Facebook at AlexBellTV, or you can email me at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send me a text message at 916-321-3310.